CBS 46 News at 11 starts now.
A powerful storm hits Metro Atlanta. Mother Nature may have unleashed a tornado on several homes in Coweta County. Strong winds, heavy rains in Ellenwood during the time when most people were on their way home from work.
And that drive home difficult with flash flooding on this road in Buckhead. Take a look at that. Atlanta getting more than an inch of rain in just 10 minutes. And that wasn't the only roadblock. Toppled trees in some cases, causing close calls for drivers.
Thankfully, no one was hurt. Hello, everyone. I'm Sharon Reed.
And I'm Ben Swan. Tonight, the National Weather Service saying today's powerful storm likely spawned tornadoes. Here's a quick look at the map to see the path that that storm took in northern Coweta County, Palmetto, and in Fairburn. Tomorrow, a team will survey. They will evaluate the damage in those areas. During the storm there and the flood warnings in northwest Georgia. And right now, there are watches across much of the state. In fact, right now, about 1,300 Georgia Power customers, they're still in the dark. But at the height of this storm, more than 8,000 people, they did not have electricity.
Now we have team coverage for you. The night team's Jillian Johnson with possible tornado damage from Coweta. Adam Harding in South Fulton County, where so many trees were toppled in another possible tornado. And Christian De La Rosa is in the CBS 46 Weather Lab tonight, checking on those roads that flooded. Let's start with you, Julian.
Sharon, as you and Ben said, we know a serious storm system moved through this area, but we're still trying to figure out if a tornado passed through. Take a look at some of the most serious damage done to this house here. You can see basically the entire roof gone, parts of the roof thrown all over the front yard here. And to make matters worse, we found out that there were people inside the home when all this happened.
Just heard like a wind coming through and the house started shaking.
It just came in, 2 minutes, gone.
Terrifying tales from residents who could only take cover as severe weather moved through their Coweta County subdivision Wednesday afternoon.
Actually, I have windows from next door inside my roof right now.
George Rubio and his family, one of the many who were home when the storm hit.
There was a fence right here. It's no longer, and we don't even know where it's at.
Fire officials tell us there were no injuries, but winds were relentless, ripping off the roof to one home, and 4 others nearby suffered similar wreckage. Weather surveyors will be out in the area tomorrow to determine whether a tornado passed through.
I was shaking a little because I never went through that before.
This whole house part right here, it's no longer structurally sound. So it's going to be a major job.
So repair crews have been out here helping people recover. We know that the Red Cross is helping this family with shelter tonight. We're live in Coweta County. Julian Johnson, CBS 46 News 19.
Julian, thanks. Team coverage continues right now in Fairburn tonight, where the National Weather Service is looking into whether another tornado tore through that area. In one case, it caused a close call. Here's the night team's Adam Harding.
Sharon, we found perhaps the most dramatic damage here in South Fulton County. Look at this massive tree that just came tumbling down onto one man's home.
When I went and looked out the window, oh my God, I got trees down on the house.
John Tyrus heard the crackling boom. He came outside and found this. Yikes. His backyard's a mess too.
When I heard that rumble light that came by here, and it was only like 2 or 3 seconds. And it was gone.
3 minutes later, your roof's getting ripped off your house.
We were with Cliff Crutcher Wednesday as he surveyed the storm damage. He had to use a flashlight to show us his back porch all torn apart. We found pieces of his roof right on the front lawn, his neighbor's patio furniture in pieces wedged in his garage. It may have been a tornado that hit.
Sound like a freight train came, and I looked out the window and all you could see was white stuff.
Fairburn was rocked especially hard by this storm. Passengers in this crunched SUV were lucky to have survived after this tree came crashing down, crushing it. We found a number of downed trees all across town. The fire department says there may have been as many as 200.
Definitely there were some high winds that caused a lot of damage.
Kind of tore up the subdivision.
Darren Foy had one thought on his mind as the storm rolled in. His 6-year-old daughter, Alex. She was at school as conditions took a nasty turn.
We had to go downstairs.
You had to go downstairs?
To take cover.
What's about to happen? We got to take shelter.
In fact, even we had to take cover after finding ourselves right in the midst of the storm as the tornado watch was issued. Tonight, there are widespread power outages, widespread damage, but no reports of any serious injuries.
Back out live, the rain continues. Morning tomorrow is when crews will be back out here to survey the damage and determine if, in fact, it was a tornado. In Fairburn, in South Fulton County, I'm Adam Harding, CBS 46 News 19.
Adam, thank you for that. Our team coverage continues now because that powerful storm brought on flash floods and it made a mess of the highways across metro Atlanta. The night team's Christian De La Rosa has been monitoring the storm all day for us from the CBS 46 News Chevy Weather Lab. Christian, where are you now and how does it look out there?
Well, we're on Buford Highway right now, and we have an active scene for you. Let me go ahead and show you right now this stretch of Buford Highway. This is headed towards the connector. We're near Sidney Marcus right now, closed this ramp, this lane, due to flooding. And a lot of the vehicles, as you can see right now, trying to make their way around it. Needless to say, it has been a mess out there today. The rain started coming down early in the afternoon, just in time for the evening commute, and it went on for hours. In Cobb County, roads were slick. Residents in Cherokee County also concerned over damaging winds.
Trees, really. I mean, the water, the root system, so just staying safe.
Trees came down in East Atlanta. The system moving fast through the metro also brought on flash floods. Take a look at this blue sedan, risking it, driving straight into the flooded road, barely making it. On Langford Parkway near Greenbrier, flooding also caused headaches, slowing down commuters. The same story here in Buckhead, in Miami Circle, where it came down hard. And back out here live again, a live look at the situation out here, an active scene on Buford Highway. This is headed towards the connector coming from Sidney Marcus. No word yet on how long this roadblock will continue, but again, you can see certainly affecting traffic. And on a quick note here, it's been a busy day for authorities and emergency personnel. We are counting 75 accidents on our area highways. That's the latest here on the CBS 46 Chevy Weather Lab. I'll send it back to you guys in studio.
Rough times on the roadway. Thank you, Christian. And Jim, you warned us, all of us, about the powerful storms, the high winds capable of knocking down trees, the flash flooding. And then we have this image, 3D image, of what appears to be a tornado. What will surveyors find in the morning?
I truly believe they're going to classify this as a tornado because they're going to find damage that is kind of circular or in a rotating pattern. That's what you look for from an aerial standpoint. If it were just a thunderstorm with a straight line wind damage, all the damage would be basically in a straight line. But because there were differing winds in this storm system, this is a 3D kind of a cross-section view. Winds going into your television set on the right-hand side of the screen, coming out at you on the western part here. So there is what we believe is going to be that the tornadic signature with this storm system. Now, if there's a silver lining, things are quieting down for the remainder of the nighttime hours. Heaviest rain is out, still 1 or 2 showers, but there's an aspect, a weather variable that is going to be huge again for that morning rush hour tomorrow, and I'll have the details on that coming up in just a few short minutes from now, Sharon.
Jim, thanks. CBS 46 will be there tomorrow as crews survey the damage from the powerful storm. We'll have the latest on TV, online, and also on social media.
Well, more terror in Paris. Those are the sounds of gunfire from an early morning raid in suburban Paris. A SWAT team arresting 8 people and at least 2 others were killed, including 1 man and a female suicide bomber. French police using DNA to figure out if one of the dead includes the suspected mastermind in last week's attacks. Investigators say the suspects were poised for a whole new attack. ISIS, meanwhile, has released a video warning of an impending attack on New York City, like the attacks in Paris. Still images from that video show what appears to be an explosive device wrapped in tape, then a man zipping up his jacket with a bomb strapped to his body underneath. Right now, the New York City Police Commissioner is in Times Square giving a statement on that video.
Honduran officials arrested 5 Syrian nationals trying to reach the United States using stolen Greek passports. Tonight, investigators say there are no signs of any links to last week's Paris attack. In the meantime, House Republicans, they are outlining legislation to increase screenings for Syrian and Iraqi refugees trying to enter our country legally. It includes a requirement for FBI background checks and looks likely to pass when it comes to the floor tomorrow. The White House, though, warning tonight the president will veto any such bill. For the latest information anytime on the ongoing situation in France, visit the Terror in Paris section of CBS46.com. Note 11, remembering Letitia Chantel, a well-known drag queen who was found dead at her home in Doraville earlier today. The popular performer entertained customers at Blake's on 10th Street in Midtown Atlanta. The Night Team's Tracy Hutchins is live there with a look at how friends and coworkers are remembering her.
She was a superstar. When she hit the stage, you couldn't take your eyes off of her.
Letitia Chantel was the cornerstone of Blake's in Midtown Atlanta for nearly a decade.
You go to see Letitia. You don't say, let's go to Blake's and see a show. You say, let's go to Blake's and see Letitia.
Chantel was found dead in her car at her Doraville home early Wednesday morning. Police say they're still investigating and they haven't released how she died, but it's clear how Chantel lived. At Blake's on Wednesday night, her passing is marked by flowers that lined the bar where she would serve drinks, and the patrons and coworkers who watched her perform tried to make sense of it all while wiping away tears.
I did see her every week for the past 4 years, and she was just a kind soul and nice to everyone, and she will be dearly missed.
The transgender performer wasn't just well known. Some call her iconic.
First drag queen that you hear of whenever you come to town, whether you're from out of town or you've been in town for a while and going to your first show, it's the first person you go see.
I think that she was a very, very important person in the Atlanta gay community.
And here tonight at Blake's, it is a packed house as many inside celebrate Letitia Chantel's life and really raised a glass to her life tonight as they celebrate. We can't tell you, we checked with Doraville police. They say they will not release any details on her death until their investigation is finished. Live in Midtown Atlanta, Tracy Hutchins, CBS 46 News, 19.
Inside the cold case squad, a young family torn apart by a brutal shooting during a hotel robbery. 15 years later, the cold case squad gets the break they needed and helps get answers for a man's family who never gave up hope.
Better call Harry. Drivers say they're being unfairly targeted by booting companies. Harry rolls through to check out the problem, even gets some help from an unlikely source. CBS 46 News at 11, back in 60 seconds.
Now only Ford offers $750 Black Friday bonus cash on select vehicles on top of Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing.
That doesn't happen every day.
Make Black Friday hassle-free with low prices on Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. And get $750 Black Friday bonus cash on select Ford vehicles on top of all other offers.
It's an inside deal.
Now for everyone.
Get an escape with $500 Black Friday bonus cash. That's a total value of up to $4,254 using Ford Friends and Neighbors pricing. It all ends November 30th.
You made it. Aw, you did make it.
You made this?
You made it happen.
Happy Thanksgiving from Kroger.
Take home Edwards pies for dessert during the 4-day sale for just $3.99, and Philadelphia cream cheese is 99 cents.
Booting. Just hearing that word makes most people cringe. So when Harry got the call from a woman who said she got booted unfairly, Harry started making some calls of his own. It's tonight's Better Call Harry.
Whether you've been booted or not, even thinking about it makes most people mad.
It just annoyed me.
Coretta Monroe got booted. How's that for a birthday present?
And I had cash on me. So I'm like, this is my birthday cash.
Miss Monroe got booted at Emory Village Shopping Center. Just off campus, where parking is impossible. She was going to eat lunch at the Falafel King, and that by itself would have been fine. But she also needed to go on campus to the bookstore.
So I decided that I was going to park, go to the bookstore, because I knew that was going to take me longer.
These spaces are precious to businesses, and the warning signs are everywhere. But what they don't tell you is that if you leave for any reason, when you come back, you're not leaving until you cough up $75.
I was running 2 errands.
And look at this. The booting company is watching for violators, like this student who parked behind CVS and then went to class.
Do you know that there's a chance that you could be booted when you get back?
I do, and I'm sort of rushing back to my car to prevent that from happening.
Sorry, too late. Coretta thinks it's not fair because she left, but she came back and she bought a sandwich.
And to boot me just because I left to run an errand and come right back, that's not fair.
The property owner told us this scenario happens every day, and the end result is always the same. Poor Coretta, $75, and on her birthday. In this one case, the business owner, as a birthday present, is going to refund your money. Even better, because we asked, the property owner paid for and installed these new signs warning customers that if they leave the property for any reason, they'll be booted immediately.
Thank you, property owner.
And on a footnote, because of us, the booting company gave that student a break. That guy right there, thank him.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Whew. The lesson, man, if you park on private property, stay there. And here's something you don't know. The employees who work for the booting companies work on commission. They're paid by the boot. Another reason to only do business on property. Got a problem? Call me, 404-327-3030, or you can email me, bettercallharry@cbs46.com.
Well, now to a story only on CBS 46. A young father is shot and killed during a robbery. The prize for such a heartless crime? $304. Well, now 15 years later, his family still struggles with their grief. Tonight, Melinda Roeder continues our special series on the Cold Case Squad.
I just remember hearing a knock at the door, and I saw the sheriff.
December 7th, 2000, a date Kelly Caslin remembers vividly and with horror.
There was a shooting tonight at the hotel, and can we please come in? And they told me that Rodney was shot and he was killed.
Her husband, Rodney, was the manager of this Wingate Hotel in Kennesaw. That night, he and his front desk clerk were held up by two men armed with a gun. After handing over the cash, the clerk was pistol whipped, and Rodney Caslin was shot in the chest. A senseless murder that would baffle investigators for the next 14 years.
That was a young man who did everything right. He was married, had a family, worked a full-time job, went to school.
District Attorney Vic Reynolds was always bothered by the fact that Rodney Caslin's killer had not been brought to justice, while Kelly struggled with a harsh reality. She was 8 months pregnant when she lost her husband, with a 4-year-old son to explain it all to.
I told him that his dad had been killed, and he looked at me and he said, I have to take care of you and the baby. I will never forget those words.
Through her memories and faith, she found a way to move on, but she never gave up hope that Rodney's killer would be caught.
I knew that at some point we would know who did this.
You always believed that they'd figure it out.
I always believed.
Then last year, members of the Cold Case Unit began reviewing evidence, testimony, and motive.
We thought we just needed one little bit of break in this case. We got it with a fingerprint.
Kelly Caslin was pregnant at the time of her husband's murder, and that child is now 13 years old and never met Dad, but now knows some answers.
John Doss was one of the original detectives, and this was one of those cases that always haunted him until he got to break the good news to Kelly.
When I heard Detective John Doss' voice on the other end, I was again speechless. It just took me right back to that day. And he said, Miss Caslin, I never gave up. I never forgot about Rodney's case.
It was the moment she'd prayed for, and what these men live for.
You hear the tears of sadness, but also the tears of joy is a good feeling.
I'm just so happy to know that we're actually having this conversation right now.
Today, Kelly pores over pictures with fond memories, though the case isn't over yet. The suspect, James Lorenzo Randolph, a man with an extensive criminal history, is still awaiting trial on charges of murder, armed robbery, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm. This case, a cautionary tale of how greed and disregard for human life can lead to tragedy.
An armed robbery is about 6 pounds of pressure pull from a homicide.
Kelly says she'll keep a close eye on the court system, but still chooses to focus more on her family and honoring her husband's legacy.
He is among the angels. There is no doubt in my mind.
Randolph remains in the Cobb County Jail. Next week, we'll continue our series with a look at how the Cold Case Squad solved a double murder from 1986. Melinda Roeder, CBS 46 News.
Certified Atlanta's most accurate forecast. Now, CBS 46 Chief Meteorologist Jim Kosek.
What do you do when it's pouring cats and dogs? Georgia Tech's football team tweeted out the video of practicing field goals. That's all. In the downpours. And boy, oh boy, I tell you what, part of this system, and we saw just north of Bobby Dodd Stadium a report of 86/100ths of an inch of rain in 10 minutes. Ainsley Park, 1.1 inches in 11 minutes. That's flooding all right. Now we turn the tide toward dense fog. You be careful about that first thing in the morning, okay? Humidity's down, the sun will return, but watch that dense fog setup. There's the core of rain already out of here. So tapering off, Rabun, Habersham counties already. Still some showers out toward Barrow County, west of Athens, down toward Jasper, Putnam counties, and even back west of Lake Allatoona. But for the most part, the rain is done. We still have that flood watch in effect until 10 a.m. tomorrow. Couple of warnings as well for streams, creeks, and rivers. Big Creek, Yellow River tomorrow gets it on the act, so just be careful. Now, the clouds are going to thin out toward daybreak. That's a problem because it allows that fog to form. Once that fog burns off, my guaranteed 3-degree forecast is for 68 degrees tomorrow, all benefiting the Salvation Army. Current donations standing in at 1,500 big ones. We'll verify that at 6 o'clock tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be 1,550 big ones. So again, fog, a little bit of a breeze kicks up. So the low clouds fog give way to increasing amounts of sunshine. Great afternoon. Unfortunately for some, it is a cleanup operation. And I do feel for you. Mother Nature, a humbling day to say the least. Well, there's better days ahead, Friday and Saturday. Cold front arrives Saturday night. No fanfare in terms of wet weather, but it does push Canada right back into our back, front, side yards as well. Now, the thing is, with the passage of that front, keep in mind the change of pressure. Pressure creates the wind. So there may be too much of a breeze Sunday morning to allow for a frost or a freeze in the city and point southbound. But by Monday morning, yeah, this is the coldest air so far this season. More tranquility and, well, basically after a leftover shower for the next couple of hours, we are finally looking at dry weather. But again, that big weather aspect for tomorrow morning, Ben, will be the fog. So no snooze alarm here.
All right, Jim, thank you for that. Cobb County slapped with a federal lawsuit from a high-profile attorney. Like Gloria Allred said her constitutional rights were violated during a visit to the Metro Atlanta City.
A great gift, the CBS 46 Tour Atlanta Golf Card, only at CBS46.com.
Okay, guys, we need a big drive.
Big drive? You can score big savings at AutoNation's Sales Drive. Now go get them. Oh, and try yellow right halfback screen on 2.
The AutoNation Sales Drive is going on now, coast to coast. Get game-changing savings on every vehicle. Right now, lease new Volkswagen Passats just $189 a month, or a new Jetta just $149 a month.
AutoNation, official sponsor of the AutoNation Turbo.
Score big at AutoNation Volkswagen. Meep, meep.
The holidays are all about bringing people together. Are you ready to entertain? With X1 from Xfinity, you get thousands of on-demand choices, plus a voice remote that finds everything faster.
Show me Christmas movies?
X1 won't just change the way you experience TV. It will change the way you experience the holidays. Tech the halls with Xfinity. Get a special holiday offer on the X1 Triple Play for just $89 a month for a year, or ask how to upgrade to get $500 back. Hurry, this offer won't last. Call or go online today.
There's a place where hard work is king, where people punch in early and leave late. And so is it any surprise that when a true hero is born, that they come from a place like this? Ram salutes the heroes of the Hunger Games. See the Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 November 20th. Get 0% APR for 75 months on a 2015 Ram 1500 model now. Get 0% APR for 75 months, plus $7,000 in total values on 2015 Ram 1500 Bighorn Crew Cab models in stock the longest.
So everyone's favorite part of the brownie is the crispy edge, right? Now there's no more fighting for the corner piece because Sheila G's Brownie Brittle gives you the thin, light, crispy edge of a gourmet brownie in an easy snackable treat. And unlike a rich, full-calorie brownie, Brownie Brittle has only 120 calories per serving to satisfy your chocolatey craving. Look for Brownie Brittle in 5 delicious flavors at a club or grocery store near you. Sheila G's Brownie Brittle. We've got the edge on brownies.
Tonight, we're getting a new look at the aggressive arrest of 3 University of Alabama students, including one from Johns Creek. Several body cam videos show police pulling the students out of an apartment after a complaint of loud music. Officers used a stun gun on at least one student, and they hit another one with a baton over and over again. Listen to some of what happened.
Hey, no, sir. I will not come out.
Maybe primary, change it to a 1080, big code 1 number.
Excuse me.
Let me explain something to you, Parks. Excuse me.
Tuscaloosa police say, quote, based on what I've seen, the individual did not have to exit the apartment. The 3 officers involved were put on paid administrative leave as the arrests are being investigated.
A high-profile attorney, Gloria Allred, is taking on Cobb County. Today, she filed a lawsuit because she was not allowed into a Bill Cosby show at the Cobb Energy Center back in May. This is a recording from her exchange with a Cobb County officer.
The venue is saying that you are not allowed to enter. If you refuse to exit the property, that's considered criminal trespass.
Allred tried to attend the show with several women who accused Cosby of sexual assault. She claims Cosby's reps put together a list, emailed it to Cobb County Police. CBS 46 reached out to Cobb County and the Energy Center, but so far we have not gotten a response.
Sunday, it's Matt versus Matt at quarterback in the Georgia Dome, and the Hawks were back home to take on Sacramento. Did they crown the Kings? Highlights next in sports.
Tomorrow night at 11.
A CBS 46 investigation first exposed Georgia prisoners using banned cell phones to post their illegal activities on social media. We take a closer look at the security issues and ask, can this massive problem be fixed by a longtime wildlife officer?
How can there be similarities between people who go out and violate a hunting rule and people who are murderers?
CBS 46 investigates tomorrow night at 11.
Breakfast is available all day at your local McDonald's restaurant. I'm loving it.
Nothing finishes off a great outfit like the perfect handbag. At Ross, you'll find the latest styles for a fraction of what you pay elsewhere. You could buy this beautiful studded bag at a department store, but if you want it for a lot less, you've got to go to Ross.
Do you hate me? Are we ever going to talk about it?
You're nothing.
You want to hurt me? Hurt me.
Rated R. Now playing in select theaters.
What do you think?
I can see you and me walking hand in hand through the park.
Good morning.
In the park.
Attention shoppers, there's a lost couple in the men's department.
There's a great big unkhaki world out there. Explore it in a Subaru Crosstrek. Look, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
You gotta have it. You gotta.
Sweaters are this season's must-have fashion. At Ross, you'll find the latest styles at incredible savings. This sweater's more than $32 at department stores, but if you want it for less than $18, you gotta go to Ross. Now, CBS 46 Sports with Fred Khalil.
After a tough loss on the road to Brooklyn last night, the Hawks were back home tonight to host the Sacramento Kings, a team the Hawks have beaten 14 straight. Could they make it 15 in a row? Coach Bud looking intense there on the bench. DeMarcus Cousins with a jumper. He led all scorers with 24, but it was a big night for Dennis Schroeder. Watch Schroeder with a nice drive here. He had 22, and the Hawks were up 8. Now, Shelvin Mack will miss, and Paul Millsap is going to be here. Watch this. Right there, 23 points. 16 rebounds as the Hawks beat the Kings for the 15th time in a row. The final tonight, 103-97, the Hawks win. When the Falcons meet the Colts Sunday in the Georgia Dome, it's going to be a battle of Boston College quarterbacks. The Falcons took Matt Ryan out of BC with the 3rd overall pick back in 2008. He has become the face of the franchise. Matt Hasselbeck was drafted in the 6th round 17 years ago by the Packers, led the Seahawks to a Super Bowl, and will start in place of the injured Andrew Luck for the Colts Sunday. But there's no doubt that Matt Ryan has plenty of respect for his fellow BC quarterback.
He was a great player at Boston College, and I actually played with his youngest brother, Nathaniel. So Nathaniel was at BC when I was there, and I was friends with Nathaniel. So I got to know him pretty well, and I would wear Nathaniel out with questions about Matt and Tim, because you're a young guy. What did they do? How did they prepare? What do they do now? All those kind of things, and I'm sure he would get kind of annoyed with that stuff. But I was a huge Matt Hasselbeck fan.
Well, it's the Colts in town Sunday at 1 o'clock. Right here on CBS 46, we'll have a pregame show for you as well, and we'll be back with more after this.
For Sherlock Holmes, double the mystery.
We can't tell which one's which.
We just didn't look closely yet.
Is double the fun.
I don't know how deep this thing goes. So you felt the need to adopt the guise of a clown from the future.
New Elementary, CBS this Thursday.
The wait is finally over. The Hyundai Black Tag Sales Event is going on at Nally Hyundai. Every new Hyundai is tagged with Black Friday prices. Get our best deals of the year with a new 2015 Hyundai Santa Fe Sport for just $199 per month. Or get a new 2016 Hyundai Elantra for just $139 per month. The best deals, the best time to buy. The Black Tag Sales Event going on now at Nally Hyundai. See our new level of sophistication at our new location off Mall Parkway, just outside the perimeter for convenience.
I've been at this game for a while now. It's about soul, rhythm, a feeling. Playing your heart out with a little bit of flavor and a whole lot of cool. And round here, baby, we got it all. Introducing the new Wind Creek Casino in Hotel Montgomery. Find your winning moment.
Adventure. It's in our DNA. The season of adventure sales event is happening now. Land Rover, above and beyond.
Well, this actually looks good for a change over the course of the next 7 days, with the exception of the frost and freeze late this weekend into early next week. What I'd be cautious about, though, tomorrow morning before the breeze returns on the order of 8 to 15 miles per hour is going to be the morning fog. So I would ditch any idea of hitting the snooze alarm tomorrow morning. And the unfortunate thing is it's going to be a cleanup operation for some of us.
Well, you did say we had to get through today. We've done that, so hopefully...
better days ahead.
Better days ahead. Why not?
Well, we'll start with the morning. We're back here at 4:30 a.m. with Gloria Neal and Bobby Cable. Thanks for making CBS 46 your choice for news at 11.